Lights, camera, boost.
Oh, I'm trying to fix my hair and she's taking selfies. No. Teamwork makes the dream work. Even when we're here, you still got to make sure you look the best. Oh, no. No, that's good. It looks really nice. Happy days.
Welcome back to the archive. I'm Rosalia Russian.
And I'm Lana Wilkinson. And we are so excited to talk to you today about breakage and boundaries.
I feel like the last few episodes we've spoken about, the highs and lows in our outfits and in our friendship, but now we're going to go deep and talk about our life and when we have hit breaking point, because I know we both have.
Oh, we definitely have. And I think really highlighting that not everything is as it seems on social media. I mean, I'm sure you've got more than enough posts on there where it all looked like everything was amazing, but everything was falling apart behind the scenes.
Should we start with maybe, I know a lot of people are interested in what kind of help do we have in order to be able to work and be mums and be married, and I guess what happens behind the scenes?
Well, I think for me, I don't have a nanny. I never have. I have an incredible mum who has helped me through the journey. It is a little bit easier now. My girls are a bit older. I've got a very, very, very hands-on husband and a teammate in Liam, and I don't think I would be where I am without any of them, and certainly grandparents, like Liam's family helps us out. I don't have a cleaner, and everybody will tell you that's because that's my way of getting the stress out. So when there's lots going on, that's my way of kind of getting things sorted and getting it done. Sometimes I'll get home and I'll just start vacuuming, and my team will joke and tell you they'll be sitting there and I'll start vacuuming as they're having lunch because something's stressing me out in the office. But once we get the kids to school, it's straight into the office, straight into work. And I've got this great support system there, which was really helpful recently. I was sick and knocked off my feet for 6 days, but the business could still keep running because I've got a great team. So between family and a great team, that's my support system.
I'm very similar. We don't have a nanny. We've never had a nanny. And again, we rely heaps on families. As our families are getting older, especially Nick's parents, his dad unfortunately has dementia, which is very difficult on the whole family, especially on his mum. She can't help out as much as she used to, but she's still so hands-on. So I have both sets of grandparents that help. Yep. I occasionally have a babysitter who's a family friend.
Oh, it's so nice when you find the family friend, don't you think?
Absolutely, who helps out as well. I do have a cleaner once a weck who comes in.
I hate laundry.
I
hate it. I want to one day have so much money that somebody can just put the laundry away. I don't mind cleaning. I'll mop, I'll vacuum, I'll clean toilets, I'll do bathrooms. I just hate putting the laundry away, and I'm sure you're the same. As the kids have gotten older, it's there's just 5 different outfits during the day. The basketball, the netball, it's full on, isn't it?
They will wear something once, or Willow will try something on and it's straight in the wash, or Kingston jumps out of the shower and instead of putting the towel, we've moved from the towel going off the floor to he now just puts it straight in the washing basket.
Progress.
I'm like, just hang it up on the rack. Mind you, he'll wear the same pajamas and undies for days on end, but the towel, he jumps out of the shower and he's so lazy that he puts it straight in the washing basket.
Well, I don't know where Ava and Al got this from because it wasn't from me. I'm chaos, as we've, discovered sitting here, but they're very ordered, which I think is going to help in the future. But I think ultimately we're all just trying to make things happen, right? Is there anything else that you do that kind of keeps you calm? For me, I think what I've taken away from sitting here the last few episodes together is you've really shifted your diet and your health. Was there something that sort of forced that issue?
I look back and I feel like I've had 2 breaking points in my life that I remember very clearly, actually 3. I've had 3 meltdowns. One was after I had Kingston. That was just me trying to do everything. I was running off adrenaline. I thought, no, I don't need help. Yeah. I sent my mum home, early because she came and moved in and lived with us for a little bit. I said, no, I've got this. And I didn't have it. And I remember it's on the surface, you're swimming, but underneath it's kind of like it's like duck, you're pedaling.
You're pedaling underwater.
Yeah. And I remember all it took, by this stage I didn't have a cleaner, and all it took was one day, I remember cleaning the house and everything and then coming home and there was muddy footprints throughout the house. I reckon I was in bed for like 3 days afterwards, just having
spiraling.
a complete mental breakdown. So that was the first one. The second, I remember again with work, it was just so much going on. There was a really difficult collab that I was doing with so much pressure, and there were just so many things going wrong.
Yeah.
And we had a launch plan. We had all these different wholesalers, and we found out that stock wasn't arriving on time.
I can definitely relate to those ones.
Yep. Bills weren't getting paid by the person that I was doing the collab with. So like there was just so much going on. And I remember just one day I went out for dinner. I'd been working like constantly, and I was going out for dinner, and something happened, and my mum had to go home, and Nick was going to work because I'm a hospitality wife.
Yeah.
So he's always at work. And I just remember just breaking and being like, oh my God, like crying. And luckily I had my girlfriends over, and one of my girlfriends, like again, we were all drunk. It's a common theme every episode. I'm drunk. But we'd been out drinking.
I'm like, I don't know Rose are really drunk anymore, but yeah.
We'd been out drinking, and there they were helping me fold the washing. My girlfriend made my Kingston's bed that night because I'd stripped the sheets prior, and it's amazing, like, you know, having that support system.
Your network and your cheerleaders around you are everything, aren't they?
Absolutely. And then the third time was when I really made changes, and that's when I had shingles last year.
Yeah,
and that was just my body completely shutting down, because to develop shingles you have to be at your lowest breaking point.
Or just have no immune system.
No
virtually.
immune system, no. So I was flying to Sydney two times a week, you know, those 6 a.m. flights, working on set, coming home, working events, then doing school pickup and just it was too much. And it was that final moment. They say things happen in threes.
Yeah.
It was that final moment that I'm like, nah, I need to calm my nervous system. And that's when my whole lifestyle changed.
Isn't it funny, like that perception versus reality? Like people see you flying in and out, but they don't see that, not unlike you, and I know that because we've been on some of those flights together, that you will get the first one out so that you're still there the night before to do all of the school stuff and be there to support, because Nick might be working or Liam might have something on for work, and then you fly back the same day. Like you're just out of whack. And I think everything looks amazing, but it's not. Like I was sick recently, and it's because I had a few weeks like that back to back. It's just the stuff that nobody really sees, I think.
Do you have a moment, whether it was like a photo or an event, where you posted and everything looked amazing, but behind the scenes your world was crumbling?
Oh, I've probably got too many to count. Probably not unlike you. I've got a few. One would be right before I launched the shoe brand. So I've gone all in. I didn't get an investor because I was almost like, if I go down, at least I'm only taking Liam with me. So, but I had no idea what I was doing. I was learning as I went. And I remember we were in New Zealand for a brand trip. It was actually with Beck and Michelle's brand, Jagged. And there were some other business owners there, thankfully. And not unlike you, had a big launch event, so put everything on the line. And, you know, you do worry about appearances and how. So now it was like, all right, the appearances was one concern, but I'd got a phone call saying that all of the production had mucked up. And so there were things wrong with it. I'm like, how the hell did this happen? And you got to remember, this is the first time I've launched anything.
And I've learnt this, you need to request a sample from production to be sent before you approve.
We literally, nothing now gets done before that happens. Like we always have everything early now. That's how I'm wearing shoes now.
Yeah.
You know, but you've got to learn, you've got to make mistakes to learn. And they're the things I try and take from those moments that you grow when it's uncomfortable. And I remember speaking to other business owners there at the time. Laura Henshaw, for example, was there from Kick, and I don't think she'd mind me telling this story. She was like, oh, don't worry, Lance. We sat there one day and had to put stickers over 20,000 things worth of product. Like, this is normal, this happens. So I think that was one time. Another time was probably not dissimilar to you, and it might be interesting because it's second child. I was a bit the same after I had Al. I really tried to do everything. Like, I was working literally 2 weeks later. I was in a fitting with a talent trying to do things. And I also at that time didn't love the reflection that I saw, and I wasn't taking care of myself, and I just ran myself into the ground. And it just got to a point where one day I was just broken, and I thought, what am I trying to do here? What am I trying to achieve? I can't play keeping up with people because I'm so exhausted. I'm trying to work. I'm trying to parent. And there's a reason that people say you should take that time after you have children, don't you think? And like take your foot off the pedal. So that was another time. And then probably more recently, again, it's probably more business related, was that obviously the business has grown quite significantly in the last few months, or last sort of 12 months really, but just sort of learning to navigate that and what that looks like and the pressures and the stress that comes with that. So for example, everything that goes out, there's $1 and a cent that goes with that. And so if people don't make their payments, making sure you're not biting off more than you can chew. And so that was really stressful for me, not to a point where it was like, oh, the business is going to falter. I think it's more just the pressure that we put on ourselves to achieve and pretend that everything's okay. And I think I've got really good at making sure everything's okay and projecting that I'm fine. But the biggest lesson I've learned is that you actually sometimes have to put your hand up and ask for help, and there will always be somebody that will help you. And I think that's something I've learned from having the business, because I need to be able to perform and be my best version for the team. Like I always say to them, in fact, I was talking to the team yesterday, I was like, I bring the weather. If you're leading, you bring the weather. So if I'm in a shit mood or I'm not happy, you kind of sprinkle that everywhere, which was ironic because that's how I always used to think about styling, right? Like it's not about what everybody else thinks. If we stand there together and you're feeling yourself, you'll walk out there feeling your best and you'll sprinkle that everywhere. So I think the way we operate, whether it be in life, in business, those sorts of things, it's like how you are is how you'll make other people feel around you. And so I like it to be sunshine and rainbows now, I guess.
Are there days where you feel like you're not yourself or you're just having a really crappy day? Do you still go into the office, or do you make that decision that, do you know what, I'm not a good vibe, I'm not great energy, I'm going to work from home today?
Yeah, I have done that, definitely. Yeah. Early on I didn't. Mm-hmm. And I think particularly during COVID, I found that really challenging because I was all in and it was just scary, I think. And you know, you're wanting to make sure people feel supported, and people have their own stuff going on as well. So trying to sort of realise that not everything's about you. And so that was a lesson that I learned. But I have learned now as well too, it's like if I'm not feeling myself, if I've gone to training, I usually find that gets it out of me. I know that sounds probably a bit silly, but I know we've spoken about that already. It's like I do that for my mindset. And so sometimes it might be that I'll take that extra half an hour or something. I generally will always come good. Like I don't like to sit and deb down for too long. Yeah. It's not my personality, because I think the thing for me is I'm pretty, you know me, I walk in every day and I'll say, hey, are you winning the day?
If you guys haven't heard Lana say this is her famous quote. It doesn't matter if she's going through a McDonald's drive-through or if she's going to the supermarket or she's meeting someone for the first time. It's always like, how are you? Are you winning the day?
Well, I just sort of think it sets the tone,
Absolutely,
right? And I think maybe as well, because I've been in service for so long, and that's my personality is to give, that's my love language, right? That there were often people that didn't care how I felt as long as I could show up for them. Mm-hmm. So I think that that's something I've always been like, well, you can set the tone and the energy around you. And I notice that even on set when we're doing things, even for the brand, or if we're even doing things like what we're doing today, it's like when you're happy, everybody's happy around you. And so that's kind of, I guess, the thing that I try and do, even if I'm not always feeling 100, you know?
That's actually funny that you mentioned that in terms of like when you're happy, other people are happy around you. One of the boundaries that I've put in place is I've actually removed myself from situations or people who don't bring out the best in me. I don't want to be around that.
No.
You are not bringing out the best in me. I don't want to be around your negativity, your energy.
No.
And I've really found that personally that has helped me, because I'm kind of like, I'm living in a sunshine and rainbow land.
I'm
you
rubbing
now.
it off on you. That is
you
good.
Are.
That's
you
good.
are, because I feel like, you know, you're the company that you keep, and it's
I
like
agree with that.
You need to surround yourself by positive people, by people with high energy, kind people who have your best interest in heart and want you to win as well.
Oh, I think that's a big part of it. Like for me, it's like there's enough for all of us. Mm-hmm. And I know we touched on it even in our first episode. If you're winning and I'm your friend, then I'm winning. And if I'm winning, you're winning. Like it's really not that hard. It's like I say to my kids every day, it doesn't, you know, being kind is for free. It's really, really not that hard. So, you know, and I'm a bit the same. I don't want to be around people that don't have good energy. And I also don't go to put myself in situations anymore where I don't want to be. Like I think, and I feel that there are times in business in particular where you do have to do that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You do have to kind of go, I'm going to go along to that thing, or that person's working with this person, so I will go along. But if I'm going to feel grossly uncomfortable, I just won't do it anymore. Like, I think that's a really big lesson I could teach some of the younger ones coming up behind us is just do what makes you feel good.
Well, I feel like you're the queen of quotes. One quote that you said to me a little while ago that stuck out, you're like, if you want to be a lion, you got to surround yourself with lions.
Oh, 100%. Like, I think that's I really live by that. Like, you're not going to get better hanging around people that are less than. I don't mean less than, I mean as in they don't have the same value system that you do. You know what I mean? Like you want people to push for you to be your best version. And I think that also comes when, for me personally, I've always been, and we know this, I'm a bit of a people pleaser. I'm a lot of a people pleaser. Who are you kidding? You're a big people pleaser.
You are. Yeah.
I'm a bit of a I want to say yes.
Yes.
And sometimes I seek advice because I need that validation. But it's like, don't be the go-to for someone you wouldn't go to. And sometimes in the past, I've gone to someone whose opinion doesn't matter. They haven't achieved or done the things that I want to achieve. And I think where you seek that guidance and feedback from when you are like, that's really important as well. And just keep it a little bit close. Like I've tried to, particularly over the last few years, just keep my cards a bit close to my chest. Not all the time, because as you know, that's my process. I'm a big oversharer because I always like everyone to know where they stand. But I also think at times it can pollute your thinking and I think it can hold you back. So 95% of the time, your gut instinct's always right, you know?
Now, Lance, we have a quick interruption to today's podcast to chat to you about Bondi Boost Lock Drops. They are an anti-shedding scalp and hair serum. So when you're running around between kids and work trying to have some kind of a social life, your hair can end up a bit stressed too.
Exactly. And that's where Bondi Boost Lock Drops come in. They're like a little wellness moment for your hair. I'm totally about that. Designed to reduce hair shedding by boosting hair bonds.
Now, you know I'm all about wellness and this is like a spa trip for your hair.
And Rosie, you can put it in your hair anytime, anywhere. The non-greasy formula makes it perfect for daily use.
So if you want fuller, thicker hair and that kind of I've got my life together vibe, make sure you check them out at bondiboost.com.au.
So given what we do and that everything's out there, and I think we've probably shared a lot that people don't really know. Have you ever had anybody really cross a boundary, whether it be like a follower or somebody DM you or someone write something about you that was like, no deal, cannot handle that?
Absolutely. I feel like because we've been in the industry for so long, I deal with DMs like so easily. It's like a block and delete because in my world, silence is violence.
Yeah. I love that line. I use that. I've stolen that off you.
Absolutely. And I don't want it. Sometimes I won't even open it because I'm like, I don't want to even give you the satisfaction of knowing that I've read it.
I'm a bit like that because sometimes you get that notification. It's like, I see you.
I see it and I'm like, do you know what? I actually don't care because my whole thing is I'm like, if you don't know me personally and then your opinion of me doesn't matter.
Doesn't count.
And the best is, you know, when they accidentally write it to you instead of their friends.
Oh, I love those ones.
They're the best ones where they're like, oh my God, did you see what she's wearing? Oh my God, why is she getting this done? Like, oh my God, her face is like so frozen already. Like she doesn't need any more anti-wrinkle injections. And I'm like, oh, thanks. Like, you know, sometimes I will just double tap. Heart those ones just to make their heart sink.
I've definitely gone, oh, thanks for your feedback. Oh, I'm just saying, I'm like, no, I saw it.
Yeah.
We're good here.
Yep. Thanks for your feedback.
And I think that's the thing, like everyone's a person. And it's like I won't even comment on sport or any of that anymore because I think when you've seen things full circle, you know the impact that it has. Like you think you're just having banter, but it's like these are real life people, like we're people. So I've had people obviously comment over the journey on how I've styled things. That stuff's fine. Like I put that out there, I own that. But what I won't and what I've blocked is anything to do with people's kids. Like early on in my career, I was styling like families or doing campaigns and things like that, or people's bodies. Like you are literally like could be responsible for somebody being at breaking point and you don't know what's going on with anybody. They're the things that I wish that people understood before they went to start typing.
That's the thing. People have no filter and they don't think before they type. Yeah. I remember a few years ago, it was Kingston's Mother's Day, you know, morning at his kindergarten, his 3-year-old kindergarten. And no one knew because I didn't post about it, that my grandma had died. And I was going to her funeral after the morning tea. So there I am dressed in my funeral gear. I remember it was winter, so I was like wearing, a blazer, a skirt, black tights.
You're appropriate for going to a funeral.
And the comments were like, oh my God, she's trying to upstage the other mothers, like settle down. Like, why would you wear that to a kindergarten morning? And it's like, I didn't even say anything. Little do they know I was literally going to my grandma's funeral straight afterwards.
But that's where it's like it's not real life. You know, I had something similar recently, actually. It was an event for my daughter and, she's 11 years old. So we've got to be appropriate at 11. And she's also very tall. And so she was like, Mum, I want to wear something long, blah, blah, blah. And it was fine. And for the most part, everything was all, oh, well, congratulations. Like what you expect when you post a family photo. And this one woman, and I say it was a woman because she had a profile photo with 2 children either side of her in the profile picture, which I found hilarious. She then went on to say, oh my God, could you imagine if you're a stylist's daughter and that's what she gives you? Like, oh my God. And I'm just like, what in your mind makes you think to comment on that? Like, and I just went block and delete straight away because that's my boundary. Like, you don't get to comment. You can send me a DM like that if you want, but don't put that in a public forum where other people will see that, where she might see that one day. Like, absolutely not. Like, that's my no-go zone. Like, you don't get to comment on that. Have a go at me by all means, but don't have a go at people that are too young to defend themselves.
Just manners. People just don't even have manners. You know that old saying, if you don't have anything polite to say, don't say anything at all?
No, but have you ever had as well, like random stuff happen, like in business? Like I have. That's probably a bit lighter, but like where people don't understand like what they're asking. Like, for example, I remember doing a fitting for one of the race days. There's a lot of race day stories, but there just is because there's that many outfits where, I dressed her, put her in the outfit. It was quite fitted. And we've spoken about sometimes no pain, no gain. You got to wear the outfit because it looks the best. But then it was like, okay, so when I'm at the races, I'll need to call you and you'll need to take me to the bathroom and then you'll need to dress me. And I'm like, what? I'm like, do you want to pay my day rate while we're there? And like those sort of comments or that kind of expectation for a little while early on there was kind of a given.
And did you do it?
No, I didn't. I drew the line there.
Yes.
I was like, no, doll, you can pay my day rate or double if I'm going to the bathroom with you. That just doesn't look great. That's not on brand.
No.
2 girls waddling into a toilet. No, thank you. No, and I'm just not going to do that.
No, that is not your role. You can go to the bathroom yourself.
No. Speaking of pee in a bucket, I've had some weird stuff on the brand page. Like, I want to see Lana Wilkinson's feet. I'm like, I don't know whether to be offended. Like, why don't you want to see OnlyFans see me naked? But sure, my feet, great. That's why I've done all this work. But have you ever had any weird like requests or like sugar daddies or stuff happen?
I mean, it's sugardaddies.com always sliding into my DMs, but I feel like it's not a personal thing. I feel like they're sliding into everyone's DMs. Any weird stuff? No, like I've had some naughty photos sent to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, some naughty photos. I think maybe it's like my resting bitch face. People are too scared to approach me.
That is your exterior. Is that actually, let me ask you this, is that a part of your boundary? Because before we were friends again, I just used to think, oh my God, I would not want to cross her. She's so strong. Rah, rah. And now that I've got to know you, I realise a lot of that too is about protecting yourself. And I think everyone's got whatever that protection is. Is that part of it for you?
Absolutely. I feel like my coping mechanism is to remove myself from the situation and just to shut down. And I think being in this industry as well, it's like that blurred line between acquaintance and friend, and are they actually happy to see me or they're just being polite, but what are they saying behind my back? And I've had too many, instances. Like I'll remember once, for example, I got told because Melbourne's a small town as well. You got to remember, everyone finds everything out and people talk. And I remember someone telling me that, called you a fucking bitch. And I was like,
she doesn't hold back. Which is obviously awful. No, that's pretty harsh.
So,
but have you ever raised this with that person?
No, I just block them.
Yeah, right. Where I'm probably different in that way, and maybe having the business has had that, is like don't get me wrong, I'm a bit avoidant when it comes to conflict per se, but I do think it's really important to have difficult conversations. You've got to sometimes be able to say, okay, is this a me problem? Is it a business problem? Like, what are the things that I need to work on to get to the best outcome? And perhaps that's been like having staff or having to communicate with third parties when you're paying them, you know, and setting expectations. I think in life and in friendships, that can be a little bit challenging at times, and particularly when you do what we do. And as you mentioned, like, those boundaries get crossed. Like, is somebody your friend or is it work? And if it's work, where does that line end? And at times I've really struggled with that, like particularly early on in my styling career. Like, there'd be times I'd just be buying things because it just made the outfit better. And I look back now and I'm like, oh my God, all these people let me do that. Like, and that was my choice and I own that. And sometimes, to be honest, it was a much better decision because the free option was not the best option. And I stand by it. And I wouldn't have the shoe brand now if that wasn't the case. But I look back now and I go, no, that was a boundary that you broke because you were people pleasing. And what would the situation be now, or how would you be operating now if you hadn't been like that? And I think there's just ways that you can keep growing. But I'm a big advocate in having the hard conversation, because often it's way worse in my head than it actually is when you have it. You know,
well, it's funny with my closest girlfriends. If someone's like, if we've upset with each other, straight away pick up the phone. Hey, what's going on? Like, are you annoyed at me or something happened? It's like when it's like your close friends or your family, you have those open dialogues and that conversation because you trust each other 100%.
Yeah.
And maybe that's where it's like when it's someone who doesn't know me that well and they cross my boundary, that I'm like, do you know what? This is just, not that I couldn't care less, but it's like, do you know what? We will never be friends. So it's, do you know what? I'll just park it there.
I remember you saying that to me once. And
I know. Look, do you know what? Maybe she'll sit on the couch with us next time.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Maybe.
I might be eating my words.
I'm all about, you know, I think that people grow and change. And I think that there's an evolution of things. But I think that only happens when stuff happens, you know what I mean? And unfortunately, like, even for us, as we've said, like, what seemed like this huge deal once is not now. And I think as life changes, you kind of move with it.
Looking at the way that you have grown over the last few years and different decisions that you have now made, is there something that you're proud of in a way that you would act differently to a situation to what you would have, you know, 2, 3, 5 years ago?
I'm way more resilient now. I don't take things as personally now. Sometimes I go, that's business, that's personal. And that's, the business has hardened me up because there's been things that have happened and growth that's occurred that has meant that the emotion has been stripped out of it. Like, there'd be times that I would literally like be crying, and it's like, this isn't a crying situation. This is we need a solution situation. So, and I think because people sort of come to me with that, it's made me sort of have the confidence to make those decisions and not worry about people's feelings, because it's not about feelings a lot of the time. What about for you?
For me, I would say that I have a better perspective on what's important in life. I know it sounds so cliche.
No, it doesn't at all.
But I have the biggest balance now and boundary between what's work and what's personal.
Yeah.
And with work, the same as you, if something happens where it doesn't go my way professionally, it's like, well, do you know what? That's just work. At the end of the day, I can go home, or I am home, but I can just switch off. However, as long as my family, my friends, and everyone around me who I love are happy and I'm good, then I can sleep well at night.
As one door closes, at the very least, a window will open. You know, it's just not meant for you. Like, what will be yours, and what's not for you won't be. And I think that's probably the thing that comes with confidence and time. And I think as we've gone through, you know, I've stopped trying to, I should say, keep up with whatever's coming behind me. Just stay in your own lane. And I know I've said this before, but it's like running a race. If you're stopping and looking on the other side to see who's coming up behind you, you lose focus on you. So I think when you're just in your own lane, just do that well, do your best. And that's what I say to my kids as well, right? You don't have to come out of school and be doctors and lawyers, whatever expectations. It's like, just do your best and be good for you, and then the rest will come.
Absolutely. Well, on that note, I think we say a big thank you to Bondi Boost for helping us share our conversation.
We love it. We're so grateful. And of course, if there is anything that you want to know about us or any questions that you have, be sure to DM us, and we can't wait to see you soon at the archive.
See you then.